In an era where influencers push boundaries to capture the perfect social media post, tragedy can strike when limits are tested. Lewis Stevenson, a 26-year-old British adventurer, recently paid the ultimate price while attempting to scale Spain's highest bridge for a Daredevil Instagram stunt. His fall, from a towering height of 630 feet, has left his family, friends, and followers grappling with shock, grief, and reflection. Lewis Stevenson wasn't just any social media influencer, he was an adventurer known for pushing himself to extremes, scaling buildings and landmarks across the world without safety equipment for the thrill of capturing dizzying photos. His Instagram page showcased a fearless young man with a passion for exploring the world from its highest peaks. However, that relentless pursuit of adrenaline came to a tragic end last Sunday when he attempted to climb the Castilla-La Mancha Bridge in Spain. Despite repeated warnings from his family, Stevenson undertook the climb with no harness or protection, resulting in a fatal fall that has left many wondering why some risked so much for fleeting moments of digital fame. Stevenson's love for adventure was apparent to those who knew him. His girlfriend, Savannah Parker, 25, remembers the final exchange she had with him, just hours before the tragedy. A simple "good night, I love you" would become his last words to her. Savannah, still processing the immense loss, shared how their relationship had weathered the anxiety and fear she felt whenever Lewis embarked on one of his daring climbs. The couple, together for almost a decade, had traveled together, with Savannah recalling a terrifying climb in an abandoned building in Malta that had tested her nerves. Unlike Lewis, who thrived on danger, Savannah admitted that she was often scared by the very risks that excited him. For years, Stevenson traveled the globe, documenting his daring feats for his growing social media following. From hanging off skyscrapers in New York City to perching precariously on beams in London, his content showcased a man who was seemingly unafraid of death. However, his latest adventure in Spain took a devastating turn when he lost his grip on the 630-foot Castilla-La Mancha Bridge. Authorities in Spain confirmed that the bridge is completely off-limits to climbers, a rule Lewis and his friend disregarded in pursuit of that one perfect shot. His friend, who witnessed the fall and was left traumatized, has since shared with investigators that Lewis had mentioned feeling unwell shortly before losing consciousness and falling. The emotional weight of the tragedy extends beyond his immediate family and friends. The high-risk community of rooftopers, individuals who climb buildings without safety harnesses, has been rocked by the news. Tributes from fellow climbers poured in, expressing not only sorrow but admiration for Stevenson's adventurous spirit. One friend, who goes by the Instagram handle Louis_W1, described the loss as the greatest sadness of his life. Other climbers, like Vil1Iani, highlighted how Lewis's courage and fearlessness had inspired them to push their own limits, sparking new perspectives on freedom and creativity. As investigators probe the details of the fatal incident, questions linger about whether weather conditions played a role. Spain had seen heavy rains prior to the climb, potentially making the structure more slippery than usual. Regardless of the exact cause, the local council in Talavera de la Reina has reiterated that climbing the bridge is illegal, and officials have warned others about the dangers of ignoring such prohibitions. Savannah's grief is palpable as she reflects on the dangerous lifestyle her partner had embraced for so long. "It is one thing to hear that he's gone," she said, "but it's how tragic it happened." She shared that Lewis had been deeply passionate about these adventures for at least 5 years, and every time he set off, she would plead with him to be careful. Although she feared for his safety, she had learned to accept his adventurous nature, trusting that he would return home. But this time, things were tragically different. The couple, having known each other for 10 years, had developed a relationship where Savannah allowed him the freedom to chase his passions, even if they made her uneasy. The weekend that was supposed to end with Lewis returning home turned into a nightmare that Savannah, and those who knew Lewis, will never forget. Lewis Stevenson's death serves as a sobering reminder of the risks that can accompany the pursuit of social media fame. While his daring spirit inspired many in the rooftoping community, it also highlights the fine line between thrill-seeking and tragedy. His passing has left a void not only for those closest to him but also in a world that too often celebrates risk without considering the consequences. As family, friends, and followers mourn the loss of a young man who lived fearlessly, his story will forever be a cautionary tale about the dangers of pushing limits for a moment of digital glory.